Cush Sovereignty, Black Righteousness by L. James Bolin. Chapter 5 Part 1, His Plan, Your Goals. Samuel lit one of his cigars sitting in an ashtray, then said, Liberte, now Wanyenyekevu, followed the ancient Fariji, heading south down Highway 65. During this time, the abandoned roadways hadn't been used very much in centuries, at least not by the Wakatilians. They used trails in the wooded area, many used for hunting and traveling because they feared being seen by the Abenians on their skycrafts. These skycrafts were motorized hover vehicle resembling a motorcycle without wheels that flew miles high in the sky, so no Wakatilian used the old highways or interstate. Sabaoth changed that, but we'll talk about that later. Just know, the Abenians punished and even killed Wakatilians just for the fun of it. They were about a mile away from Bolin, Louisiana. Ahead of them, Wanyenyekevu could see a campsite with a fire burning bright. The wolf transformed into a middle-aged man, saying, Here. We will stay for the night. Wanyenyekevu notices the meal and a large tent. Is this for us? Wanyenyekevu said in awe. The man did not answer but continued, You must eat, our journey is long, and your training must start immediately. As he ate, the man said, The flesh cannot pronounce my name, but you can call me Mletsi, for I will help you through your training and will be with you so long as Sabaoth bids me. He slowed his pace as he continued. You're well versed in the Torah, is that not right? Wanyenyekevu replied, Yes, as a matter of fact I am. Mletsi shook his head, saying, You'll need that, but knowledge, wisdom, and understanding are what we shall learn on this journey. As he spoke, a few miles above them flew a skycraft as it was racing by. Wanyenyekevu, looking up toward the vehicle said, Many of these skycrafts don't come around this area unless they were up to no good because they have souterrains in these parts. Souterrains were a type of transportation system miles underground that connected many bubble cities in the south. Wanyenyekevu was scratching his head as he asked. I have never seen these Abenians or any other race but my own. Why are they so afraid, mad, or whatever it is at us? Mletsi replied. You will understand all that and more soon enough. Know this now, you are a full-blooded Wakatilian that can be traced back to slavery. However, together I will help you learn of your ancestors, also from Africa and the Garden of Eden. These so-called computans and anakatas are being used as energy, like a battery, and other vices to enforce their agenda. Soon, they will be crossbred and possessed by the Abenians. This is an evil plan devised for humanity to destroy each other, to create hatred and envy towards one another in a well-designed act of genocide. Even as I speak, the Abenians are now manipulating, raping, and killing many of Sabaoth's people, trying to prevent the course of Sabaoth and manipulating his people to believe a lie, causing them to hate themselves and anyone who looks like them. A trick that would soon be hard to reverse. Your people will start killing one another for no reason by raping males and females alike and confusing them, creating a sense of anger and even prejudice against themselves, believing that it is their fault, that all the evil happening to them is because they deserved it. To weaken the mind, create self-hatred, and cause the hearts of Sabaoth's people to believe in a lie and turn their hearts from him. The evil one, the great deceiver, knows the time is near and is pulling all the tricks out of his bag, and they are killing. He paused and sighed. They are killing those who seek the truth, tell the truth, know the truth, and those that are not afraid to do so. Wanyenyekevu stood there like a statue, absorbing all that Mletsi said, and he asked, I am a ready and willing vessel. What is it I must do for Sabaoth? Mletsi smiled. For centuries, many have joked about the powers of Sabaoth. He created this earth, moon, and the stars, but they say he cannot give men the power to heal. He created the ants and microorganisms that feed off other animals, and these same organisms even live in the water they drink, but he cannot make a man take flight. They have insulted Sabaoth long enough, and it all starts with you. He has chosen you as the introduction, the instructor, and the instrument of Sabaoth's magnificent powers and gifts. The great deceiver has pulled out all stops, but Sabaoth created him, so what can the creature say to the Creator? Sabaoth shall give humanity his powers, his gift to those who deserve them. Gifts of flight, gifts of strength, gifts of speed to even up the battlefield. Mletsi anointed his hands and laid them on Wanyenyekevu's chest. You have the gift to search a man's heart, but not only a man but all of Sabaoth's creations. If he lies or speaks the truth, you will know it. Liberte then rubbed oil on his hands and shook Wanyenyekevu's hands. Be strong and faithful, and Sabaoth will always bless you. Looking up to the sky, he continued. Know this, a great rebellion shall be, and you and your descendants shall be the leaders of such a revolution, but no one shall be able to touch one hair on your body nor the people who follow you, because the hand of Sabaoth shall be with you. Time shall pass, and again the Computans and the Abenians will take over your people and create hate, envy, and malice among your people because of the crossbreeding of doctrine and gradualism, but your sons and daughters shall prevail. Slowly, you will turn these victims into predators of evil. Once sin is noticed, there is repentance. But now, corruption has become a pleasure, and many sway from the will of Sabaoth. Sin is used as tools and instruments of entertainment and self-satisfaction. Monetary status will be their pride as the last sons and daughters of Sabaoth comes and destroys all the deceiver's followers. Your sons, through Sabaoth's power, shall be blessed. Liberte then anointed his hands again, looked up toward the heavens, and laid them on Wanyenyekevu's forehead. From this day forth, you and your people shall be the clan of Liberte. Wanyenyekevu politely interrupted. No, I beg of you, let it be to my father, for it is he who has raised me to be who I am, and I'm his example of what a man of Sabaoth should be. Liberte smiled. It is so, be strong and faithful, and Sabaoth will always bless you. The clan of Tableted it shall be, but your name shall no longer be Liberte, but as of this day forward you shall be called Wanyenyekevu by Sabaoth and all his creations. Wanyenyekevu stood up with pride. It is so. Liberte then said, the task at hand requires excellent patience, understanding, and gifts. Know this, if they do not discover their gift as a child, it will take time to teach them their gift, but through jeûne and prayer, all things are possible. Remember, some will have them already, for the Torah says, gifts come without repentance. Their conversation lasted for a while and Liberte disappeared. Wanyenyekevu prepared to lie down for the night, trying to absorb all that was said to him on that night. He stared into the skies and said to himself, what's in a name? He rose and grabbed his notepad and pen and began to write. When a child is born, he or she is given a name. When that child becomes an adult, and in between, that name never remains the same. Your mother has a name for you. Your father has another. Friends call you something different, your spouse does too. So many names, what's in a name? God has many. Jesus does too. So do you. Another name will be given to you when you leave this world. If you go to a better place, it will be the last one given. A new name just for you. Now tell me what's in a name. Wanyenyekevu flipped the page and wrote again. Nobody yet somebody. I was nobody then. I'm nobody now. Although now, you want to call me somebody after material gain has been achieved. Don't forget fame. Didn't hear my pain or cries when you considered me a nobody. Refused to be lifted by you and your standards. Was a nobody then, I'm a nobody now. Keep your standards. The way I live, the way I think is me. I got to be just that. Me. Learned that in the streets when you walked over me. Nobody will I remain in your eyes. Regardless of your standards. Nobody is where I want you to put me. To keep me. When it comes to anything you do. To you. I will be proud to be called. To be named. Nobody. Yet somebody.